Up above you, coming over to your right for a gentle twist. So your left hand goes to your right knee and your right hand goes behind you. And you gently gaze over your right shoulder as I invite you to breathe and really be present in this position, helping your intestines to flow better. And breathing in, arms up, arms come down to your knees and twist to the left. Left arm goes behind you, right hand goes to the left knee, and gaze over that left shoulder. Breathing here, feeling how your body feels in this form. Coming back onto your hands, bring your knees up, still staying seated. You're going to tick-tock your knees left or right, just loosening our lower back, getting our hips ready for the deep hip flex. Mm. Pushing out of your shoulders, and you can have your hands, your fingers facing your hips, or facing out, or facing back, wherever your hands are comfortably and safely positioned as you're tick-tocking with your breath. Mm. Bring our left leg atop of our right while we're still sitting. So your left ankle is right by your right knee. Your hands are out behind you in the seated pigeon. And you can have your right leg in as close as you'd like or as far away as you like. So wherever your body wants it to be. And you can even teeter-totter from the left to the right, telling yourself, I am whole. Exhaling that leg down. I invite you to bring your right leg atop your left knee. Don't mind my sandy feet. And maybe just rocking back and forth or adjusting that left leg to see where you feel it in your body. It's not where you feel comfortable, it's where you feel good. Where do we feel good? Maybe leaning your head back gently, leaning it forward, releasing that right leg as we put our legs down and we spin around to tabletop. Wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips. And your fingers, your hands are about shoulder width distance apart. You can be up on a block if you'd like. Sometimes this makes it really nice. Or like today, I'm going to go ahead and be on my elbows, clasping my hands. We're going to do a little bit of cat-cow here. So just gently start the first phase of cow and cat. So you're not in the full expression of the pose. Just gently start to cat-cow. So you're at the expression of the pose that you would like. Whatever feels the best for your body today, I want you to go with. Exhaling up to cat, inhaling down to cow, gazing forward, and exhale to cat. And then I just want you to do a little bit of intuitive movement. So just moving those hips in some hip circles, getting into our hips, really floating as we walk our hands down to cobra. So you're laying on your stomach, really slowly coming into this position with control. Your hands are by your chest as you push up to cobra, flatten those feet. Or you could do baby cobra, which is coming up just a little bit and having your hands float next to you. So you're using more of your abs for the baby cobras. So breathing in as you go up and exhaling down. Once more, breathe in as you go up, inner spiraling those legs. Exhaling as you come down, telling yourself, I am whole. Bring your hands in front of you and resting your forehead on your hands for a little bit of this resting crocodile pose. Reaching back with your right hand and just grabbing your right ankle as you bring your heel to your hip to get this nice little stretch. Pressing your hips down. Your head can be on your hands or your gaze can be forward. Just getting a nice little quad stretch, getting into those hips, exhaling it out. Reaching back if you'd like with your left hand to catch that ankle, and bringing that heel to that hip, pushing down with your pelvis. Feeling that stretch wherever you feel it. Everybody feels stretches differently. Breathing here as you let it go. Coming up ever so slowly to tabletop. As we bring our right leg through our hands to low lunge, keeping our left foot down and bringing yourself to an angle, keeping your hands at either side of your leg, or you can bring them to the left side. Your knee is over your ankle. As we breathe in this nice low lunge, some people call it lizard. You can even have a block here if the ground feels far away. Really feeling this through your hips. Maybe adding a little bit of movement if that feels available. What does your body need the most in this form? Pressing yourself up. We're going to pop up that back left leg and stand in our pyramid pose. So you're just standing with your legs kind of apart. Your right toe is pointing to the front of the mat, and your back foot is at about a 45-degree angle. You can use your block to stay here, or you can climb up your leg a little bit, just gazing down, getting a little bit of a stretch, adjusting yourself to figure out where this pyramid stretch feels the best for you. Breathing here. Placing your hands down and changing your feet so your left foot comes up and your back foot stays at that 45-degree angle for pyramid on the left side. I know my left side is a little bit more stiff. So I might grab this block right here and adjust myself. Breathing here, really staying with your body. If your mind wanders, just bring it back. That's okay. That's what our minds are supposed to do. They're supposed to wander. Feeling the breath float through your body as you breathe in and out, almost like an ocean. The waves never stop. The breath is always there to heal, to rejuvenate. Dropping our right knee down to the mat and bringing your hands over your right leg or to the right of your right leg, stacking your left knee over your left ankle. So you're in this low lunge, left foot up front. Letting everything fall to the ground, adjusting yourself as necessary. Breathing here. As you walk your left leg back to meet the right. And we're just going to sit on our hips and tilt ourselves back on our feet, getting a nice little calf stretch before we come up to mountain. Bending those knees, planting those heels. Feet are hip width distance apart as you come all the way up, rolling those shoulders, shying those hands forward, bringing that chin back. Maybe closing your eyes if you get a little dizzy. Feeling all the work that you've set in so far. Bringing those hands up to the sky and swan diving down, hips back, nice bend in the legs. Lift up, half lift, look forward, and gaze down. Letting yourself hang if you'd like to, before bending your knees and coming into wide-legged or regular child's pose. So your hips go back onto your heels and your forehead slowly comes down to the mat with your hands just crawling in front of you. Remember using that block if needed for your head. Breathing in and out, sinking in all the work you've done and telling yourself, I am whole. Checking in with those hips. How are they feeling? Which hip needs more attention? Maybe hold that side a little bit longer when we transition. Coming on to your left hip with your legs naturally falling to the right. You're going to place your left bottom of your foot atop your right shin. I'm sorry, your right quad. I'm going to adjust so you guys can see me. This is our deer pose. So your right leg is pretty natural. Your left leg is just on top of your right. You're sitting down and you're just going to go ahead and lean yourself back, maybe on a bolster, maybe down on the ground if you'd like, getting a nice outer hip stretch here. And you can adjust your feet. So maybe your left foot is parallel with the top of the mat. Maybe it's not touching your quad. Breathing here, feeling where you feel it, inviting yourself to experiment. You're the expert of your body. Where can you let go? Maybe it's your jaw, maybe it's your eyebrows or your head. Maybe you're clenching your teeth. As we walk ourselves up, finding deer pose on the other side. So just bringing your knees up to center and then letting them nicely fall to the left. So your right foot is atop your left quad. And you just lean yourself back, playing with your feet, seeing where you would like them in this pose. Each form we go into is going to feel different in your body. Since we're not symmetrical humans, we're going to have different feelings on each side. Checking in with these parts. Where do you feel this in your body? Does this feel right? Does this feel good? If not, adjust it. Or come out of it altogether. Maybe do a child's pose. Maybe do a puppy pose. As you breathe here, letting everything else relax, our hips, our calves, our toes, feeling the breath move in and out of your stomach. As you walk yourself up, and we come down ever so slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, to our back. So if you laying down pigeon, I'm going to move so I don't put my head on my dog. Bring your left leg atop your right. So your left ankle's right behind your right knee. And then we're going to place our right hand on our left foot gently pushing it down to the floor. So you're twisting yourself down to the right if you'd like to, keeping both shoulder blades down away from your ears on the ground. Maybe letting that left arm just float out. This is a really nice IT band stretch. Seeing if your right leg can fully become heavy and melt down to the floor. Keeping your left knee pointed to the sky. And I just invite you to adjust this pose to what's comfortable for you. Do you need a block under there? Under there? What can you do to make this more available in your body? Yoga is not about the full expression, it's about the comfort in your body and breathing through it. Walking your legs back up, releasing that leg so both of your knees are up. Bring that right ankle to the left knee, putting your left hand on your right foot and floating it down to the other side. IT band stretch on this side. Shoulders are down away from your ears. And you're thinking to yourself, I am whole. Taking back any parts that might have been taken away from you or discredited by somebody's comment. You are whole just the way you are, and you have everything you need in your body to fix or heal or help yourself. Sitting with that knowledge is so powerful. We all go through traumas and hard times. Trying to let your body know that I can heal you. You yourself can heal you. Taking in the sounds in your area where you're practicing. I'm envisioning the ocean right here as I'm sitting on the sand. Uncrossing your legs and bringing them back up. We're just going to tick-tock the legs in this lay down position. Feeling the ticks and clicks you might have, which is completely normal. Seeing how your body's reacting to this. Maybe it wants something, a different form. Maybe it wants a really nutritious meal after this. Maybe it wants something to drink, some electrolytes. As we tick-tock these knees, we're going to gently let them float out to supine butterfly. So you can do the full butterfly or you can do half butterfly. Bring the soles of your feet together and letting your knees fall down, or bring the left sole to your right thigh and playing around. What feels good in your body? Maybe even putting a block under each of your knees, maybe even fluttering this butterfly. Sometimes I like to do that. Bringing those shoulders down. Mine keep creeping up to my ears. And I like to have my hands on my stomach. So I like to get these nice big belly breaths, really activating my parasympathetic nervous system, resetting my vagus nerve, setting me up for a really good day or a really good night's sleep. If you're in half butterfly, go ahead and switch to the other leg. Feeling the earth underneath you is so supportive. Your body just melts to the ground. Just like my dog over there. She's just melted down. As you flutter your legs up to the top, bring your knees in and just giving yourself a nice little squeeze right here. Twisting your left leg over your right. I invite you to let your legs just float over to the right for a little bit of a twist hip stretch. If this is too much, you'll just gently unwrap your legs and let them fold to the right, maybe over a block or a pillow. Floating those legs back up, uncrossing them, crossing your right leg over your left, and letting them fall over to the left, keeping your right shoulder blade on the ground, gazing forward, or you can always gaze to the right to kind of stretch your neck a little bit. I invite you to play with this position. What feels right in your body? Where are you getting that release? Checking in with your senses in the room you are right now. What do you smell? What do you hear? What do you feel? And maybe what do you taste? Bring those knees back to center, coming to the fetal position to the left as you push yourself up with your right hand. Going to come into this yogi squat. So it's a nice little squat where we put our feet out and our knees out, and we put our hands to prayer, pushing our legs open and drawing those shoulders back. Just kind of doing this little squat here. That's so good for hip mobility. If it's too much, you'll be sitting on a block or maybe 2 blocks, whatever your availability in your hips are right now. Staying with your body as we lean forward and push our hips up, widening our legs to this nice forward fold, wide-legged forward fold. Letting our body just drape down. Bring your hands to the right. I always love doing this because I get such a good release when I go. Bring your hands to the left. And feeling, where do you feel that in your body? Does it feel better to just stay in front, maybe with a block? Or does it feel good to go left and right? What's available today? As we come over to our right foot, you're going to let your hips come down, keeping that left leg straight. You're going to cock that foot up and just do this black swan position. You can still be standing up like this, or you can almost come to sit on your hips, wherever you feel the stretch, as we tick to the other side. So walking your hands over to your left foot and then flexing your right foot, and almost putting your hips on the ground or just hovering a little bit. You can always have a block under your hips. That's always an option. Block, pillow. Breathe in here. And then letting your hips just come down to the ground. Readjusting yourself. So we can do cow pace or shoelace. So you're going to just rest your right leg on the ground in front of you. Your knee is bent. And you're going to stack your left knee over your right knee in front of you. So you're bringing your heels to your hips on either side. Your hands can even gently be on your feet, pushing them in. As you exhale forward for a forward fold, or you can wrap your arms to be eagle arms, wrapping your left arm under your right and binding once or twice, or giving yourself a nice hug with your arms. And you can even lean down with your arms too, getting a nice stretch through your upper back. Mm. And wrapping your arms or coming up slowly. Bring your legs out straight and maybe shaking them. And then changing the cross of your legs. Your right leg goes atop your left, trying to stack your knees if you need to, but feeling where the invitation is in your body. Where's your body wants you to be right now? Wrapping your right arm under your left, gazing down and folding forward. Breathing here, feeling the strength you gained in your body Telling yourself, I am whole. As we inch our way up, coming into tabletop and letting your hands fold forward to puppy pose. So your head comes down to the mat, your hips stay up, your hips are over your knees. And you're getting this nice stretch, nice active stretch. As you come back to tabletop, dropping the hips, we come down to Shavasana, laying on our back, letting our feet splay out, bring our shoulders down, supported by the mat, laying your palms up to the sky. I want you guys to imagine yourself somewhere you love. Where do you want to be in this moment? It could be exactly where you are, it could be somewhere else. I want you to envision a line of any color popping up, a very long line. Now place yourself on the middle of this line, sitting or standing or floating. As you look back on the line, you see your path, some amazing things you've overcome, some things you wish you didn't have to, some things you wanted to go back to. And with an exhale, change your gaze to your future. What do you see ahead of you, if anything? How does it feel to look at the future, the endless future in front of you? Now I invite you to walk up and down that line, past events, maybe to future events, just realizing that you have complete control. There are so many things on your line that you have overcome or accomplished. Looking back at some of the not so pleasant things, you've gotten over that. You've overcome that. You learned to live with it. How brave of a person you are. How some of those traumas or those uncomfortable moments have shaped you as an individual. Where would you be without them? Where are you now? As you envision yourself on this line, thinking how strong you are and how much of a different person you've become. You've grown, you've matured, you've learned. Letting everything go you've put upon yourself. Scars can be there, but they don't have to hurt. Looking towards your forward, your future. I want you to think about all the amazing things you have coming up or what you'd like in your future, the near future, the distant future. What would you like to be feeling and doing and saying? Could be anything, realistic or fantasy. We're in our minds here. We can do whatever we please in this nice, quiet space that you have, and you can come back to at any time. As we breathe now on this line, in and out, we're going to slowly come back into awareness by wiggling our toes, wiggling our hips, wiggling our fingers, fluttering your eyes. As you gently roll your neck from side to side, grab your knees and float yourself up or float yourself into the fetal position and push yourself up with your right hand. Hugging our knees into the center, rolling those shoulders back and sinking in all the work you did today in those hips. As you come up into mountain, I want you to feel how it feels to have sunken in all this work. Do you have a little more movement in your hips? Are your hip parts talking to you more or less? Thank you for joining me.